The new world economy is about to massively change and it's pretty much blowing my mind. So we'll summarize as quickly as I can, but basically the big April patch is coming out on Monday the 25th of April, but along with it we are getting some paid transfers as well as region transfers, and there's one thing that strikes my mind as being pretty crazy, so let's talk about it right now. So let's go through the news here. It's very late in the UK and yeah, you can see this patch is coming out on the 25th. I've not necessarily checked it for any like new patch updates. I strongly suspect that there's nothing really like overly interesting here, but you know, feel free to check it out. And somewhere along here they talk about the paid transfers. It's sort of like right at the bottom. Regional transfers are coming. Very happy about that. People were stuck on regions that they didn't want to be on. That's great. The key thing I want to get to here is not really how you transfer regions and stuff like that. It's the cooldown on transferring servers. This is probably going to change like the economy absolutely insanely massively, right? Because the cooldown is going to be 24 hours. This is crazy to me. That really does open up the window of people being like, hey, I'm on a really populated server. I'm going to transfer to one of the quietest servers out there, mine all the orichalcum, get any node or anything that I really want and desire, and then transfer back. Yes, it'll cost you $30, but people will do it. People will have the disposable income because it's sort of a pay to win element that they can now do to get gold. And yeah, I think 24 hours is the wrong choice. Straight up, I just feel like 24 hours is way too short. It opens up the possibility of essentially being pay to win in an element. You can now basically transfer to a quieter server, get the rare items, transfer back to your server and sell that. And you wouldn't be able to do that without transferring server because all of that orichalcum and stuff like that is contested. How many people will do that? Well, it's hard to see. Well, it's hard to tell. It's hard to say otherwise. But I personally think that's a little bit crazy. I'm not going to call the game pay to win, but people might be able to pay to get gold, which I guess is sort of semi-paying to win. I don't like it. Straight up, I just don't like it. Yeah, I like the fact that you can region transfer. I think that's good. I think that's all perfectly fine and well, and you know, it's about time they did that. They said that and then they changed their mind and all that kind of stuff. But 24 hours to me seems pretty crazy. $15 for the server transfer. I'm not really too bothered about that personally because, you know, they're trying to put you off doing it all the time, but some people have perhaps more money than sense, or, you know, just have a lot of money and a lot of sense, and well, why would you not? There is obviously a risk if you do that your server then becomes like marked as full or no transfer. So you could like be in a company or something, transfer off to be like, I'm going to go get gold and then when you get there you mine all the stuff or whatever, and then you can't transfer back and you're stuck. But I think that what that's going to tell me is that people will, with the money and the time, will just buy an alt account and then they'll level that character up, and then they'll just spend that character going back and forth getting more and more of the rare resource, because money to some people is not an object. So yeah, it's 24 hours. That's really what I want to like pick up on. It's 24 hours. I just don't understand it, quite frankly. I just don't understand how you think 24 hours is fine. Like 24 hours, $15, it's just not enough for me to say that that's going to put people off. Some people will do it. Obviously, as I said, there is the risk that you get stuck somewhere, but for some people they will quite frankly just be like, well, I'll get an alt, and if my alt gets stuck somewhere temporarily, that's not a problem. I'll just keep mining for a while. Yeah, I'm really happy about this patch overall, by the way. I don't want to seem like super negative. I'm really happy about this patch overall. Does a lot of like quality of life changes, really good stuff, gets the game into a good position before we get the PvP arenas and that kind of stuff. But I just don't understand the logic of 24 hours. If you've got a cooldown mechanism, make it longer, you know, make it 24 days. I don't know, whatever. Just, I mean, yeah, 24 hours. I don't know. It's not really a cooldown, is it? Really, a day. I don't get it personally, but I'll think on it whilst I go to bed. The implications for the economy pretty much means that the prices will even out across all the servers, which could be a bad thing or a good thing depending on what server you're on. Like if you're on a server where the price of orichalcum's quite high, well, it might come down. So that might be a good thing, but it's bad for the people who don't want to pay the money to transfer, if that makes sense. So that's my initial thoughts on it. It's nice that the patch is coming. It's nice that there's a lot of quality of life stuff in it, but yeah, I think that's crazy. Goodbye.